Here is the Vivid vinyl that I picked up off Amazon. I got a 5-foot by 50-foot roll of this, so I can mess up quite a few times on all of this and still have some left over. So I think I'll be doing okay. So Robert's here. He brought his tools, all his stuff that he uses at his shop when he's professionally doing this. And I was like, no, I've got most everything that I bought, and so I want to try to tackle it myself with the stuff I bought. And I got a whole installation kit with, what are all these things, Robert? What is?
They're just hard cards, application cards.
And then these are like little things to where I can push the vinyl up underneath the rubbers.
Tools and working around trim.
Okay. Got some magnets. I know what the magnets are for. Yeah. I have no idea what this piece is. What is that?
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. What about the white gloves? Do you use white gloves?
I do. I use gloves.
Okay. A little finger tool? A little finger condom?
I don't use finger condoms.
You don't use finger condoms?
I don't use condoms.
Okay, okay. God, dog. Yes. All right, so he's got all his stuff. We will use some of his stuff because...
Yeah, just some basics I brought.
Is this alcohol?
Alcohol and a soapy water slip.
Okay.
Just some cleaner. We're going to look over the car and see what kind of condition it is. You said you already degreased it and cleaned it.
Yep, already cleaned it. Now it just needs to be wiped down. I got some basic...
I saw some rough spots on it. We may do a little clay bar.
Oh, I did already clay bar it, and I've waxed it.
Have you?
Yeah, I've polished it, dude. That's the surface you're getting. The only other way to get that stuff off is sanding.
Sand it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've taken those little mister nozzles out. That may help us.
Yeah, take those out.
Work around it.
Yeah, I've already polished and clay barred and everything.
You bought this Vivvid?
Vivvid, and it's commercial.
I've never worked with this, but we can check it out and see how it's going to act.
Yeah, it's premium.
We want to see.
Premium. It's Amazon Premium, Robert.
I mean,
it's not the 3M that you're used to working with, but
I work with all kinds, but it does take a little practice. And
I'm going to try to do this myself. I think I can do this.
You can do it.
I think I'm going to try this, and he's just going to help me along the way. I don't want Robert doing it. That's not why I got him up here. I want him to give me some tips along the way.
We're going to do it.
He's going to show me what I do wrong, probably. What's our first thing that we got to do?
I'm just kind of looking at this vinyl first. We want to see kind of how aggressive the adhesive is going to be. It should stretch. This is a directional, so we need to take our measurements and figure out which way we want to lay it. Basically, try a piece and see what we think.
Okay.
Let's measure it out.
All right, let's do that. All right, so now we've got up to the edge to where we want it on this side and holding in place with magnets. We've got all our excess on this side, and now we're going to trim it on this side to just make a smaller piece, and then we'll have all this left over to be able to use for other pieces. Somewhere in here, right?
You're doing this.
It'll be fine to, it'll be fine. I'm just saying it'll be fine to have extra, right?
Absolutely, you want plenty of extra.
And I'm trying to go as straight as possible.
Perfect. Seal too, we definitely need to clean under it.
Yeah, I got the pressure washer and cleaned it pretty good, a lot better than it was. There was a lot of crap dirt underneath there. So we'll want to get some type of rag and put underneath there and clean up with alcohol and a rag. Oh, you take your little squeegee tool.
Yeah, just a card or...
and spray some. Is that alcohol?
That's alcohol.
Just get underneath there and just... Okay. I see. Keep doing this, cleaning up all underneath the edges and everything, and start wrapping. We wiped off the roof with alcohol. Now everything's clean, all in between here, as far as cracks. I didn't get that.
Yeah, we're gonna get down in here a little bit.
Okay, I didn't get that.
We're just kind of testing out this. I want to see how aggressive it is.
See how good it sticks?
You can see it's pretty slidable now.
Yeah,
because it's pressure activating. So.
Yeah, once you press it, it's not going anywhere.
You can lift it and move it.
Well, yeah.
But some's real super aggressive, and you get it laid up there, and then
you can't move it around.
Pop it up. And I'll show you too, as far as we talked about how far to wrap down in here.
Yeah.
A couple techniques. We can just use, probably one of the standard is just using this edge to cut. And tucking.
Tucking it as far a bit down in there as we can.
And then there's another technique we can use. I saw you had some knifeless tape.
Yep.
So we'll look at that.
And then see how you can push it down in there?
Well, I'm just going to use a cut line. I'm going to use a straight cut here. And we're just testing it. Usually I'll roll that edge and then take my card and set it.
Which end would you use, the red end or the plastic end?
Usually I'll
red
use
end?
coated to keep it from scratching. And if we use our cut line here, you can see
you'll be
how
able
much
to
will be
see.
exposed.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's fine. You can always come back and jam, or we can try to tuck.
Now, how do you get this edge?
Now, there'll be a little bit of heat, stretch.
Heat and stretch it.
But like I said, this is just a test piece. And
Yeah.
this is where you'll have your angles, and it's short, so it won't be a problem.
Cool. Another tip Robert said is to put some painter's tape on your weather stripping after you clean it off with some alcohol. And why is that?
Well, any kind of obstructions or anything where your adhesive is going to touch, the tape will prevent it from sticking.
Okay.
So, like if I were working around door handles, I'll do that. Just take
Paint.
that off, and then your vinyl's not going to stick to that, so you can lift.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that to this weather stripping. Are we gonna do it to the rear spoiler too?
Depends on how far we want to tuck.
Because it's like plastic.
Yeah. If we wanted to try to tuck, a full inch down in there, I'd probably cover that. Not necessary on this particular application, but we got it. Why not show a tip?
He's taking it a little further than I was gonna take it. But
Always
it's
do.
probably gonna be done right. So that's why we got a professional here. You guys like me that are DIYing at your house, these are great tips for you to know. I also picked up some of this. It's called 3M 94 Promoter. It's used for around your edges where you're gonna have a failure point, right? Right, Robert?
Yeah, anywhere where the vinyl's going to be like under tension,
Okay.
or you could have a lift, that will help. I don't like using it too much because it can make it difficult to remove.
Oh, it can make you, so if you went ahead, if I use this 93 Promoter all the way along this edge, it'd be harder to get this.
Absolutely.
The wrap off.
And if the vinyl's good and the surface is good, there's not a huge bend there. It's not under a lot of tension. We're not going to have a big bridge. So we'll just lay it down. It should be good.
So we're only going to use it on the
Yeah,
corners.
little fail points.
Right here on the corners.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to put some of this 93, 94.
Primer 94.
Primer 94. So this right here is knifeless tape. You can get this stuff on Amazon. Robert, you sell it at your shop.
Yeah, I can get this. Absolutely.
He's
Use
got
all
it.
the time.
So it is got a little wire basically in here.
It's almost like a dental floss.
Okay.
And I'll show you how we're going to use it. Basically lay it down like a pinstripe. That may be hard to see, but this is probably my most common one.
That's the one you like?
The 5mm.
Yeah.
So I'll show you how to lay that down. You want to start with plenty of over. So I'll leave you a big section like that.
Okay.
And we'll see how well this does down in here.
So you're just installing it down there in the where we would want it cut.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Basically.
wanted to cut it here,
Yeah.
down here, on the side, however. What we want is a good clean edge to the vinyl that won't give us any problems, won't lift.
Gotcha. You're gonna go down to the side. Okay.
Yeah. That's completely covered and underneath the trim, so.
I would have just cut it with a razor blade.
And this I normally would, but we want to show what this product does.
Robert's got it all laid out, and if it would have been me and I was installing this, I'd have just kept going straight. But Robert said you want to do it like this, so we can have a tab back here to work with for our corner, correct?
Yeah. So when we kiss our corner in, we've got plenty of excess material to work with.
Okay. I hope y'all can hear us because it is raining outside.
It's pouring outside.
It's pouring, and we got a tin roof with no insulation, so hope you can hear us. We've got 3 different blades here,
Yeah.
and they're used for 3 different things.
I usually keep at least 2 different blades depending on what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's my everyday, my red dot.
Okay.
This is what I normally use when I tint. This one I keep a stainless steel blade in at a 45 degree.
Okay.
And the reason you use stainless is because it doesn't scratch glass.
Oh.
This is probably my go-to for racking. I like the way
Looks like a thumb.
a little bit, but it gives you a little more ability to get in here. It's not gonna gouge vinyl like with a sharp
Oh,
piece of
okay,
razor.
okay. It's round.
Also, this has a 30-degree blade, so much
Yeah.
sharper tip. So if I
Sharper
need to
degree.
work real tiny little areas, and this is a carbon blade.
That'll cut glass.
This can scratch glass. I like the carbon because it's sharper.
Oh, okay.
Sharper.
Sharper blade works good on vinyl.
Works good on anything you want to cut.
All right. Now we're gonna start installing it onto the vehicle. I'm gonna show y'all that we've initially tacked it on this side. We pulled it back Now we're cleaning this side, dusting this off. Gonna wipe this side with alcohol.
Yeah, just a final clean.
Yep, just final cleaning. Then we're gonna pull our all our backing off. You want to avoid. I saw that tip online when I was watching. You want to avoid cutting this while it's on the vehicle, because then you'll create like cutting this paper backing.
Yeah, because you can.
All that paper backing will have dust and stuff in it.
If you got a good sharp knife, not necessarily, because you can get a good clean cut.
You can.
But if you use like that safety razor, it just shreds the paper, and that can leave a contaminant.
So anyways, just some more tips. You gonna take your torch, clean it, heat it?
Yeah, just because it's humid. Especially down in these cracks and crevices, you don't want moisture in that. If it wasn't so rainy and nasty today, probably a step you don't have to do.
All right, we were lifting this up. I was lifting it up, and Robert was about to tell me that be careful when it's cold because your vinyl will be brittle. And exactly when that happened, I cracked it.
You sure did. Luckily, we cut plenty of extra.
So we've got enough to work with.
Yep, so we're just going to reset and pull it forward.
All right.
These patterns, they're a little more brittle than some other vinyls.
Okay.
And plus, I haven't worked with this brand.
So you're just heating it up, kind of giving it a little bit of warmth, because it's cold in here.
All right, so now we've got the backing off, the adhesive's exposed. Remember I said it's pretty aggressive, and this is where we want to be careful with it being cold.
Yeah.
Because it will break.
It'll just crack.
It will. And what we want to do is...
try to get all these wrinkles out, right?
Yeah, well, no, we're going to stretch it. Like how you had some little imperfections and stuff you were asking about.
Yeah.
This will be a good opportune time to heat any of those and let them recover. Plus we want to warm it up. Like I said, this stuff is pretty brittle. When we do that, then we'll stretch it out, what I call stretching to glass.
Yeah.
So we're not going to try to squeegee any of this. We're going to pull that from a set point, get everything smooth, and then we'll start laying it down. The trick is to not trap any air. So we've got a pretty good flat section. We're going to get a set, like an anchor point.
So the center,
even though we've got some issues here, you know, this vinyl will separate and push a lot of that out. I'm not going to work all the way down until we get that fixed.
Okay.
You see all these air pockets?
Yeah.
What we want to do is, I usually try to keep a little angle. And pressure, but not super hard.
You're just trying to get them out, right?
Yeah, see how they're going to push, as long as they've got a place to release.
Yeah.
Like this one right here. Can you see it?
Yeah. Barely.
So this stuff has channels built into it that allows that air to push out.
So that one's a big one.
You see that one?
Yep.
And I'm pushing it away from...
You got it. So it's pretty good about releasing the bubbles.
Air egress is good. There you go, sir.
I've got one. Well, all right, with Robert's help, we got this out laid smooth. Took a little bit because it is cold in here. The vinyl is aggressively tacky to this flat surface, and we had to use some heat to try to make it not a little bit more pliable, but we got all the air bubbles out. I think it looks really good. Now what are we about to start doing?
We're going to pick this up, let all this edge recover, and start tucking down into our seam.
Okay, we pick it up off the edge, and now we're going to try to get...
I'm just going to give it a little where I'm releasing the tension. Let it kind of sit back where it wants to go. And then we get that done, what I want to do is start my roll.
Okay.
And I'll do that all the way down. When I've got it nice and flat, and we'll start tucking it. And bring that in with as little tension as possible. You can see here too how I've got it real tight. Got this tiny little lip. You want to make sure that goes down
All the way.
and don't do that, because then when you try to push it in, that's that bridge, and it's going to try to lift.
Yeah. So you just want to try to go down flat.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we're just going to cut around a little obstacle. So we can start laying that down in the bottom section. And then get ready to apply for our knifeless tape, but we want to tuck that in the rest of the leg.
Okay.
So basically the same.
Get some more heat.
Same procedure we just used for the next roll.
More heat down.
Yeah, so we're just gonna roll it down. Got that. We need a place to start our knifeless.
Okay. Cut a little spot?
Or what you're gonna do is lay that vinyl all the way over it.
Ah.
So we can get a starting spot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you do that. Different ways, but we've got to get that little piece of floss or rope cutting the green.
Oh, cutting the green.
Yeah.
So now you gotta peel it away.
There's techniques where people will rip it, pull it, stretch it.
What are you doing?
Usually I just
use a knife.
Just try to get it where you can get to that middle and then get this down and start cutting the green.
Can y'all even see this little thing? They can't even hardly see this.
I can see it. Move this hand out of the way. There we go.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Oh, it stopped.
That's okay.
Oh, you want to pull that out too?
Yeah. You can do it one piece
together?
at a time or together. However you want.
Oh. Look at that. It's a clean line.
And we didn't cut the paint. Now once that's done though, you do have to go back and set that edge.
Yes, seal it.
A little more time, not as easy as just running a razor across it.
No, the razor would have been the ticket. We'd have been done.
That's true.
So now we've got to tackle these edges. So you're going to show us how to cut an edge? Because I don't know what I was doing.
First we're going to determine what kind of edge it is.
Like
and how
good
far
edge
we want to tuck in. So that's got that gap between your spoiler and here.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to roll this way. So we want to cut on this side.
Yeah.
And basically, you want to know how deep your blade is first because you don't want to gouge into the car. You want to know if it's an open or closed cut. And what I mean by that is, I'll show you right here. Come look right here, Chuck. So say I've got vinyl here and I'm cutting.
Yep.
I don't want to cut like that straight down.
Yeah,
I want that vinyl to roll over.
Yeah, you want to cut it in the middle of that.
And am I going to cut it over here?
Well, depending on what panel you're doing.
Well, I want my tuck to go that way.
Yeah, you want it to go in.
So let's say we've got a...
So is this one piece covering both these panels?
This is one piece, a graphic or something where we can't.
I guess you try to cut it in the middle.
You could.
That way you've got...
Because you have to kind of eyeball it. And then it tucks a little bit this way. Your line may be crooked, and how much is going to tuck under here.
Okay.
So what I determine first is open means I can go this way. So I'm beveling my blade this way, not cutting straight down.
Yeah.
This side, though, is the body of the car. So
you want to do this way, right?
What I'm going to do is cut on this side because I want my roll to go on the closed.
You want it to go further inside on this?
But I don't want it to leave my door edge exposed.
That's what I'm trying to, yeah.
So look here, see how you see your door edge?
Yeah.
So simply by using the opening side, turning your blade like that.
That's what I was saying to do. That's what I was saying, do an open cut.
Yeah, it's like an open cut. Glad you're teaching me.
Yeah, yeah, so now you can roll this.
It gives you just enough to roll that edge. And you've got a good straight cut on your close side.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably add a little heat to that, but you can see exposed.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to roll.
Yeah, it looks better with roll.
Absolutely.
So this one, you want to cut it this way.
You could, since we're not having to tuck a whole lot, a straight cut or a
straight
bevel
cut's
cut.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is when you're cutting, snap a new blade, sharp blade every time. Get comfortable. So before you had your blade like you were going to push it across like that.
Yeah.
No, you want to be able to draw.
Oh, you want to come back yourself.
You want to be comfortable with it. And
all right, let me cut it.
I want you to cut it.
I'm gonna cut it. You're supposed to hit record. All right, I've cut this side. Robert was filming me, and I cut this side, but he wasn't hitting. He didn't hit record.
You didn't hit record.
Okay.
I'm not the cinematographer.
So cut the other side now, Robert, since I've already cut one side.
So you started in the middle, just a little blade out. I'm gonna find where you started the cut. I'm gonna get pressure up against that side. I'm not trying to dig my blade in. And just nice and smooth. I'm gonna stop short.
You went a lot faster.
I'm gonna stop short so I can get my tab.
This is our corner.
I'm just gonna get to where I cut it. And then I'll peel a tab here that we're gonna work with to do our little corner and leave myself some slack.
You wanna use some heat for this edge?
It looks like it's laying pretty good.
So just go ahead and...
Usually I just start that roll. If you want your finger condom, there you go.
Use this.
I just want that vinyl to start turning over, because if not, sometimes you'll get a crease at the top. And you want that to flow all the way in. And then I'm going to just kind of chisel that down. And I'm working inside out. Because if I started inside and I had creases, I'm going to run into excess media in the middle.
Yeah, so you want to go from...
I want to push that out to the flange. Good.
So I'm almost to my edge.
Yeah, so now that you got a clean edge, you can see where that's still lifted. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yeah, I can see it.
Good.
Just got to push it up against there.
Yeah. That may even be somewhere where you could use your specialty tools.
Oh, this little thing goes like
Possibly,
this?
maybe
it doesn't.
Maybe the other side.
This side?
Just anything that you...
It just lets you press it up against there.
It may give you the ability to set that edge that you can't reach so well.
Yeah.
We're just going to make sure everything's lifted. We don't want tension on it. And we stretch that, so I'm just going to heat it. You see how it kind of pulls back on itself?
Yep.
I'm just going to release all that tension. And you could trim back if you needed to just work in a real tight area, but I'm going to lay that down in there. I want to keep that to a minimum.
What are you trying to keep?
See how it's buckling? Sometimes if you have that little tab, you can slightly stretch. So now I got like a little pull tab.
Yeah.
And if I need to heat it, you can see right here, maybe. That's what you're going to try to avoid. Is those little areas like
creases.
That. Yeah. And you want it to lay down with no tension on it. I'm kind of going a little careful with it. Usually stretch that out. I'll use a couple of different tools, maybe even my rolling.
What is this thing?
This is what I actually use it for rivets. Rivet tools or laying down certain areas. This isn't necessarily an ideal place for it either, but I'll show you what it does. Get that warmed up. Woo.
Oh, okay.
It allows you to get some pressure down on that and smooth that vinyl out. Get it down there where you want it. It's a little overkill on this stall, but
just trying to get as much tucked down in there and as smooth as possible.
And with a good edge. Not one that's going to lift up.
It's a failure point right there.
That's exactly right.
So this is where you would use...
I would get that down. So see, we still have some area right here.
Yeah, we got to use like a...
I'd get that laid back down. If I needed to trim a little bit where our knife didn't go, real soft with the knife.
Trim the little piece back.
If I can drag it.
I think you've already got it.
Oh, there we go. And then we want to lay that down.
Use a little heat.
Yeah, I'll see what'll lay without it, and then I'll put a little heat on it. Really, definitely want to post heat that part, because there's where your tension is on that corner.
Yeah.
Not a big corner, but still, knowing the technique.
The roof is done. We've got our second piece cut for the hood now. It is a lot more detailed than I originally thought on all the fine details that you have to do to make it right and make it stay. Right, Robert?
That's why I hire a professional.
That is why you go to Ram Auto Sound and let them do your wrap and not try to do it at your house. But we're getting it done here. We're trying to figure it out. And now I have another skill I know how to do.
That's true.
Cool. So let's keep on.
Teaching what I know.
Taking the back off, and me and you are going to stretch it.
where before we laid it on and peeled the backing off.
Yes.
It was pretty aggressive, and then we had trouble picking it up. So I think we're going to try a technique where we just smooth it out and then lay it on.
Lay it down.
Keep it to a minimum.
We've got an initial lay down on the vinyl so far. Now we've got to get all these wrinkles out, which is the hard part. All right, so we're getting it from the middle.
Yeah, so you had a big air pocket that was trapped right there.
Yes.
And we had to lift.
Now we got kind of a bubble right here.
Yeah, it's just that we stretched the vinyl by putting my hand under it and picking up. So we're just going to recover that right there. And I'm not really stretching on it, just kind of holding it up. And I'm going to cool it off for a second.
What about that bubble? And that one.
The ones I haven't got to yet. You can see that air egress, it may let it move plenty.
That
See
one.
how that's flowing?
Oh, it's actually going to go away. This one is, huh?
Yeah. If you squeegee it right and there's not, and you've got it pulled pretty flat, it'll move. See, you got a big one here.
Yes, but we can lift up
Looks,
here.
yeah, it looks like there is an escape channel. It doesn't take much.
We still got to get up here, huh? Yeah. Okay. Once you figure, yeah, it's not bad. Once you figure it all out,
It does.
kind of the way it works and the way everything lays out. How to work with the material is figuring it all out.
You know, in this particular,
Because this is going a lot smoother so far than that roof did for
you know, I'm
us.
gonna pull that flat.
All right, so we've got it all the way to the front edge. We've got our, Robert calls this the bridge, right?
It's a bridge because you're bridging across.
Yep. There's a valley.
So, depending on how deep it is and how tight it is, I could warm this and just lay that in.
Yep.
And stretch.
Yeah.
This would probably be fine to do that. Or you can
Lift.
lift and work that bridge down where there's no tension. I'm just gonna work that channel. You see the bridge there?
Yes.
Where it's touching, not touching.
Yeah.
That used to be pushed down in, or
Lift it up and fix it.
go all the way to the bottom.
Whee. It's like you've done this before.
It's this second one.
Second one?
Yeah.
Ever.
And this where I've got a lot of.
You've already done 2 for me, so I mean, this is like your 3rd one.
That's right, a 3. This one 3. This I would probably lift and recover. You can see it's got some scars
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff from being stretched. I'm trying to pull it up to where it's made right now.
Got the hood all laid down flat. It's glassed out. Thanks to Robert showing me what to do and how to get these corners. I'm gonna highly recommend that you take it to a professional and let them do it. Unless you want to take the time, spend on all the parts and pieces, all the things that you're gonna need, heat gun, tools, learning the processes. It's gonna take a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna mess up and you're gonna have to start over. But if you take your time, you can do it, or you can just hire a professional and have them do it.
Let them mess it up a little bit.
Yeah, let them figure it out. So anyways, we've got the Honda done. I'm gonna wrap the trunk lid later on, but Robert, appreciate your help. Thank you.
Yes, sir, brother.
And if y'all
Fun
need
as always.
any wraps, hit up Ram Auto Sound here in Palestine, Texas.